Hey guys, Jimmy Bremner, Dexter the boy, and we're on the urban trail. However, we're coming to you from the FOB, so we're in northern Ontario today. Um, Interesting spot that we're in. I'm just going to explain a couple things before I get going. Is that I didn't introduce it with CTOA or Canadian Tactical Officers Association. Why is that? Quite frankly, I got to move on down the road a bit for my mental health. I can't juggle all of these different, social media training, this, that, and everything else. And I'm closing in on 70, right? So I've got to kind of slow down, right? And so from this point forward, everything, this channel will be Urban Trail with Jimmy and Dexter, dropping the CTOA part. It's funny, I just finished a video and I closed and I said CTOA, so we're going again, right? So that's where we're going with that. That said, what are we doing today? Well, we're out on the trail here. We're blazing the trail. And last time we were out here, like I said, we had this marker tape that you can hardly see. Not the best, so I went and got some really nice day glow marking tape, and we're marking that trail just so again I can get around. And again, this area is a bit new to me. That's just me calling Dexter. So anyways, place is full of deer. It's obviously a wetland from time to time, but the water level, I guess, is down this year. And so you can walk around here without hip waders and, that type of thing. Now, that said, you still want to have some good boots on for a couple of reasons. Interestingly, I came across an area here that clearly at some point was a dump or disposal. And as a consequence of that, there are lots of these like old bottles, right? And they're pretty cool. Like I can't really read the date on that. And it takes me back, to being a kid and when you had Wishing Well soda, you had Hires Root Beer Crush, and they came in that sort of tub, and you had to work the bottle around this maze, and then pull the bottle out. And it's pretty cool. So then you've got other bottles here. This one is obviously some kind of spirits. I couldn't tell you, when or what vintage. Then you've got the green one, and this is likely a wine bottle and not like a Canada Dry or something like that. So it's my understanding the bottles are colored to help preserve whatever that liquid is in that bottle. Which brings me to again, if you're making a hobby out of this, you need gloves, you need eyewear, and gear to protect you, because some of it they're brittle when you pick them up, and they shatter kind of nasty, right? So you don't want to get cut. Now that said, if we go to the survival side, if I came across this and I had to improvise, I can find a stone and I can make a really nice sharp edge. Could I make an arrowhead? Possibly, but I'm not an archer, but I can get a sharp edge to do some basic, sharp things that you have to do. The other thing is if you come across a blue or a purple bottle, that indicates poison, okay? So you want, again, to have, proper gear on. I don't even know that I'd pick one up. And I might go as far as to saying maybe have an N95 with you, because whatever's in that bottle was dormant. But again, it was marked because it could do damage to you. So you probably either bypass that or, take a lot of precaution in looking at that bottle. So I'm probably going to hump all this. Well, I am going to hump all this stuff out. What's funny is I picked up a bottle of water, right? And so back in the day, you had a cork, you had a pop top, you know, you had all these different ways of doing things, dealing with glass bottles that you could return. You get your refund. And now, you know, we're more advanced, right? We're moving down the road. And we're, you know, doing all kinds of things to, you know, look after the environment as we should. But, you know, just to me, comically, this bottle of water, you can't take the top off because it's kind of like it's fixated to the bottle itself. So I'm having a drink of water and I cut my lip. So as much as we're trying to go ahead, sometimes we're going backwards. But I just find that kind of humorous. Again, we'll finish with this. Like you said, we're going to keep coming to you. We might bring the podcast back, but from this point forward, it's going to be Jimmy Bremner, Dexter the Boy, Urban Trail. That's what the channel is going to be. You'll see that reflected in my LinkedIn. That's going to change a bit. And what I hope is that I'm moving forward onto movie special effects and that type of thing, right? Because I just have to like get refocused and move on. As much as I enjoy all of this stuff, it can be very complicated for one person to keep up with all of these different platforms. So that said, we'll be out here. Again, please like, subscribe, share, comment. If there's anything you want to comment on, if you have some information on bottles and which ones to collect and which ones not to, be interested to hear about that. And I do my best to read the comments and respond to you. But like I say, I'm one guy, right? So that said, please keep watching. Dexter, up and say goodbye. Up, here. There he is. Dexter the boy. He's camera shy. So again, Jimmy Bremner, Dexter the Boy, Urban Trail. We're out.